Alright, so I do not have professional equipment. I don't know how to do editing. So this is going to be a run-on video about things I've learned in the detailing industry from mistaking or making the mistake. 1, strap your equipment down if you are in a pickup. Tailgates fall down somehow, and then you lose a generator. That's the most important. That's the most updated lesson learned. Alright, I wish I knew. I bought all this stuff, I'm not gonna say bare minimum. Oh, I saved 30 bucks by buying a 30-foot air compressor hose. I saved 30 bucks. What do I have now? A 50-foot hose. I spent 200 bucks on a carpet extractor. You know, the little bristle. 1 month later, guess what I got? The mighty 8070, the big ass one. Don't know why. What else? Oh, high pressure hose. We were using just a garden hose for a while instead of, you know, buying the roll-up one or the retractable one. So we ended up buying that. So we have all these extras, which is cool to have the extras, but you're just starting off. If you have the money, don't listen to those other people telling you, hey man, you know, get your budget, save your budget, you don't need all the fancy stuff. Bullshit. The fancy stuff is what makes you detail a lot quicker. For example, you got sand in the carpet. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna run the vacuum over and over and over and over? Yes, it is a privilege to have the compressed air, and you just blow that shit out. You know, it's nice. And if you don't have it, you know, it is what it is. But I wish I knew that the upgraded stuff is way better than the not upgraded stuff. So, I mean, it's good for spare parts, spares. That's one thing. 2 things. Well, I wish I knew how to start doing social media. I haven't done it. I don't do it. Why don't I do it? And how do I do it? Or why? Okay, so 1 owner, 2 owners. 1 person, I have to do all the stuff, and the other person has to do the other stuff. However, somehow there's so much stuff that needs to get done that we don't do it. Now you say, you know, social media is cool. It is, you know, it's free marketing, but just making videos is not what you want. Like, the purpose of this video is to eventually build credibility, because I've been doing this for 7 years, and I do believe that auto detailing is gonna be here. It's not one of those AI things where it can just, you know, have robots clean your cars. I think it's gonna be the last thing that they wanna clean. First, it's the fast food or the warehouses, and then it's the cars. But then, you know, the car cleaning, they got the tunnels, but the car detailing, it's far away. PPF, I mean, maybe they'll have the machines that make the PPF, I don't know. But, so I'm doing this for 6 years. Eventually, I want to teach people where, you know, they fly out, and I teach like 5-7 people based off what I do, getting all the experts. I'm hoping to get, IDA approved. So that's a cool thing. If you didn't know about that, it's an IDA, International Detailers Association. So all that really does is, well, you prove you're legit. If you didn't know about that, okay, that's not it. So, and what are some other things that we wish we knew? Well, if you're by yourself, dude, I don't know how you would be doing more than 1 car. What I would recommend is finding somebody to help you. If you're a solo guy, that's cool, because you don't, you know, if you can't trust somebody, that's a different story. But if you have someone, you know, whether it's a family member, you know, you try to separate the both. But if it had to be, or you're, you know, a good friend, it's recommended. I would recommend it, because you just make a lot more money with 2 more people. Sure, you have to divide it 50-50, but it's a lot less stress on one individual. You know, a 4-hour detail between 2 people inside and out, you know, like a kind of like a pretty gnarly car. Dude, that's 1 person. I'm assuming it's gonna have to be 8 hours, because, you know, maybe, usually I don't talk on the camera. As you can tell, I haven't done nothing. All right, so that's why I don't make videos. All right, another thing that I learned is, or wish I knew, is What do you think? I wish I knew from the get-go, paint correction and all that. That's what you want to get into, doing the paint correction and ceramic coatings. What we're doing is we're running specials. You get the ceramic coating for whatever price, and then we'll give you the interior detail for free. That way we can get more people, and one person could do inside, one person could do outside. Both are going to be working your ass off, but you know, you get one car, $600 or $800 or $1,000, depending on your pricing. It's a lot more worth it than doing 4 detail. 4 details equals 1 ceramic coating roughly, you know? So it's kind of like, that's what you want to do. And somehow, I think the hazard's on. You turn the hazards on. Oh, another thing too, is make sure you always have the lights off. When you're cleaning the steering wheels, we haven't had it happen to us, and we didn't catch it, you know, and then the car's dead, and we don't even have a jump starter or jumper cables, so keep that in mind. That would suck. Detailing stuff that I wish I knew or what I have learned. I learned that, what else can we get? Anything else? I know there's a lot.
I would say I learned that if you're a forgetful person, it's best to have a checklist.
Oh yeah, checklist.
That way, I mean, there's a lot of things to cover when cleaning a vehicle. So just, if you're a forgetful person, it's good to have a checklist, kind of just to make sure you get everything. The worst is getting a call from a client and they're like, hey, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. And it's like, yeah. So maybe make a checklist.
I would walk around the vehicle 3 times before I actually tell the customer I'm done. I will open every single door from every certain angle that I could possibly think of, move the seats in a position where it looks better before you present your client, present the car to your client. And another thing is too, I'm thinking about doing is creating an add-on list. Now the add-on is going to be like PPF for like your footsteps when you're getting into your door. You know, it gets all scratched up and you get Mercedes Benzes, Porsches. You know, I think people like that. And if it gets scratched up because, you know, you're scraping your boots that have rocks, you just scratch. So we're gonna do PPF on that. You know, just little strips, dude. And we're gonna say it's $25 a pop. I don't know actually what the cost is gonna be because I haven't bought the wrap. But obviously I'm gonna have to figure out and then accommodate that and the timing, if it takes us enough, blah, blah, blah. But we're gonna have add-ons, a whole bunch of different add-ons that we can just think of with like PPF. What else can we add add-ons to? I don't know, a whole bunch of just different random stuff that we can say, hey,
like headlight restoration.
Like a headlight restoration, or PPF on the headlights too, stuff like that. But I'll say, hey, here's a list of add-ons. You know, when you come, like they show you the vehicle, you just pull out the add-ons and say, hey, would you like to add on any of these? If not, then we can, if not today, then at least you know your options for the next time. And like in 6 months where, you know, we don't do maintenance plans for the simple fact that it's not worth our time, because one day there will be, one day. But we would want to do disaster details to make more money because we live in a big ass town where you gotta travel 45 minutes on the freeway just to get across town. But oh, and another thing too is never settle, dude. And if you have a team, telling you, if the person that you are cleaning with lacks care, don't do it. Because at the end of the day, it's your business. It's your business. And if they don't care about your business the way that you should, where you get, you know, you want to make sure the car is super, like just fresh, so you can get referrals. And if the people have multiple cars, they're more likely going to say, hey, I got another car for you, you know? I do notice that, so we were in North Dakota and we made a lot more money with it. So we reduced our price. However, I do want to say, you know, all the people, don't underprice your stuff if you're starting out, whatever. Dude, we've been getting tipped a lot. So we charge less, and honestly, it's more of a lifestyle than a business, because a business we have employees. I am an employee. I am also an owner, and the other owner is also an employee. It's kind of a business, but
You are the business.
yeah, we are the business. The only way to get out of this business by hiring is to getting into either a shop, PPF, vinyl, just next level stuff. Where if you had a shop and someone, had carpets that were just bad, and you're just like, hey, there's no point in shampooing this. These stains are permanent. What you're gonna want to do is replace this. If you had a shop, you could easily take the seats out, do those type of services. Ozone bombs or ozone generators. Hey, you can leave it, here, whatever. It's just a lot more. So your thing is like, being mobile is cool, but if you're just doing interior details, it sucks in the beginning. What I would recommend is just go straight for paint corrections right off the gate if you can. Right off the gate. And they say, like I said, buy the good stuff, or buy what you can. But at the end of the day, if you buy something like, say, a Harbor Freight one, and you have the money to do it, I'm telling you, buy the most expensive stuff, because you're only gonna want the most expensive stuff, because it's proven. Especially too if it's like a Rupes. It's a very reputable brand where you buy it and you get a 5-year warranty. It's like they got good stuff. All right, so another thing that I've learned is not to make videos while detailing, because 11 minutes gone by and I've done nothing. So I'm gonna have to stop this video later. Oh, can you stop it? Peace out, Girl Scouts.